Hi, I'm Lindsay and this video will show you how I did this green spotlight eye. I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you very much for watching. Okay, so I have done one eye already, as you can see, and I am going to be using the BPerfect and clientele palette to create this green spotlight eye today. So the first step I'm going to do is to apply my eye base. It's very important to use an eye base because it gives your eyeshadow something to cling to and it makes your colours more vibrant and it just helps with the blending and it will not crease your eyeshadow. You know, it keeps everything looking better for longer. So I'm going to take a bit of my P. Louise base on a flat curved brush. I'm going to just apply some of it randomly there, and then whatever's on the tip of my bristles I'm going to now use to carve the brow. So take your time to get this line nice and straight, and then once you get to the arch just pull it round and sweep it out the side, and then you can fill in the rest of the eyelid with the base. Get a nice even coverage. When you're applying your base, remember to bring it well into the bridge of the nose and out to the temple, and you're just going to buff those areas with a wee fluffy brush. I'm just using an eyeshadow brush. So this is just where your foundation would meet it, just so that there's no harsh line. And then you just want to lightly dab over it. This is just going to make sure it's nice and even and there's no lines or creases in your base. Right, so it's time for eyeshadow now, and the first colour that I'm going to use is this one. It's called Too Much, and I am going to apply it along my crease. Okay, so if you're doing a cut crease or a spotlight, it's quite similar. You need to make sure that you're taking your dark colour up high enough. As you can see on this eye here, the bit that you're going to cut through is going to cut through the middle of the dark. So just be aware that you have to leave enough so that after it's cut through, you're still going to see a part of it. Okay, so when you're applying your dark brown or your darkest colour, whatever colour you're using, just look at yourself straight ahead in the mirror and make sure when you're looking straight ahead that you can still see the colour, okay? So I'm going to now start working round and applying my eyeshadow in a semicircle the whole way along the crease of my eye. So you can see that I have applied my shadow in the shape that I need, and I'm going to just keep working along it until I've built up the colour as dark as it needs to be. As you can see, I'm sort of pressing the shadow in and then I'm lifting the brush and moving on to the next bit. I'm not sweeping it at this point. Once you're happy with this colour, you need to take a clean blending brush and you're just softly going to go around the very outer corner of that shadow just to soften it into the skin so that your next colour will blend nice. The next colour I'm going to use is Warrior, and I'm going to use fresh brushes, not the same brushes as before, and I'm going to apply it along the whole line, the whole way around that brown. So just keep working your way around, and you're doing this line half on what you've already done with the previous colour and half above it, and you just work your way around the whole shape. And again, once you're happy with the depth of colour, you're going to take a clean blending brush and you're just lightly buffing the very outer edge of that Warrior shade. Our next colour is this more vibrant green. It is called Kiwi Hard. So we're going to apply it again exactly the same way as before. So just take your time and build up the colour the whole way around. And again, another wee blending brush, and you're just going to buff the edges of this. Your pressure should be so light that you're barely touching the skin at all. The softer you go, the nicer your blend will be. The final shade I'm going to use is this one here. It's called Sandy, and I'm just going to apply it again exactly the same way, just the whole way around the shape of your existing shadow. This shadow will take a little bit more work to blend just because it is the colour that's going to blend out into your skin. So you just might need to work a little bit harder at it because you want it to be a nice transition between your eyeshadow base into that first colour. So I just find that you might have to work at it a wee bit more. So just take your time. Very light pressure. Okay, so that's all our colours applied, and we're actually going to work our way back down through the colours again. You can see that with the blending, some of them have sort of blurred or lost their vibrance. So we just need to go back down through them and just help them to stand out a wee bit more again. So I'm just taking a wee tiny bit of my first green, Kiwi Hard, and I'm just applying it really very lightly to where it meets the colour before it. It will just help it to stand out a wee bit again. So very light pressure, I'm just doing wee circles, and I'm going to do that same process down through all the colours. Okay, so you can see there that that has helped all my colours just to stand out a wee bit more again. And as it is a spotlight eye, obviously the lightest part is going to be right in the middle where this wee space is. So you just have to make sure that your inner corner as well as your outer corner are nice and dark with that darkest shade. So just make sure that you have a nice coverage and dark in the inner corner as well. For the actual spotlight, I am going to cut the crease with my P. Louise Acid Rain blank canvas paint, and it's very similar to a cut crease, except you're obviously not going to go in as far as the corner. So again, you start in the middle, you can plot your wee point there, and if you lean back and just look in the mirror, you can check it along with the other eye to make sure it's high enough. If you're happy with the position of it, then you can continue and stamp on the whole way around. So take your time and stamp on the entire line before you fill in. Okay, so once you have your line stamped on the shape that your cut crease is going to be, you just need to start filling it in. So I would start from the middle and just pat the base or concealer, whatever you're using. And when it gets to these outer corners, you shouldn't have a big lot on your brush. So you just dab very lightly. And whenever you're finished, it should be sort of that, like a wide version of like that sort of shape there. Okay, so now I have that filled in with the base, I'm just going to take my dark brush again, and I'm just dabbing along the edge where the base meets the shadow, and I'm sort of pulling it in towards the middle a wee bit, just to get rid of any harsh line between the two. Again, I want it to be that sort of a shape there, so I am taking it in at a little bit of an angle. Once you've done that with the dark colour, then you're going to go over to the inner side of that edge with the next colour. So once I have the edges kind of softened a wee bit, I'm just going to take my pigment and I'm just pressing it on all over where the base is. And when you come to the edges, you can press it on over the eyeshadow, and like wee tiny bits will stick. It'll just give it a more blurred looking appearance and give you a nice wee gradient between your eyeshadow and your pigment without seeing a harsh line of where one stops and the next one starts. So just press on, dab it on all over. Okay, so I have just applied a bit of my base underneath my eye. I have ran a kohl liner through my waterline and sort of through my under lashes as well. I'm taking a small pencil brush with a bit of my darkest colour on it, and I'm just working this the whole way along that lower lash line. Then I'm going to do exactly what we did above, in that I am going to take each colour in order and apply a thin line, half on what I've just done and half above it. So I'm going to work my way down through all the colours that I've used above. So I've just applied all my colours, and now, same as above, I'm going to work my way back up through them just to help enhance any bits that have been lost in the blend. Okay, so I am happy with my eyes. Now the next step is to do my liner and my lashes, which I'm going to do off camera. I am using a NYX liquid liner, and then I am going to use Tatty Lashes TL4. Okay, so that is the eyes finished. I am going to move on now and put on a bit of foundation. I'm going to use MAC Studio Fix. So I will apply that, and then I will be back on to show you concealer. Okay, so I'm in the middle of doing my foundation, and I thought I would just show you that I'm applying it by patting it on and dabbing it on. See the way I'm like bouncing my brush over my skin? I'm not going like this. That's where you're going to get streaks. So I just like to bounce it along. I really love this wee brush actually for foundation. It is Peaches and Cream PC06, and if you look at the shape of it, it's like thin on the side, but it's also long. So it means you can turn it to the side and get into like wee thinner areas that a round brush can't get into. So I really do like that wee brush, and just bounce it along your skin. So that's my foundation applied, and I don't know if you can see, I haven't gone up like fully under my eyes, because that's where I'm going to apply my concealer. I'm just going to do a few strokes along there. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Do that sort of shape on my forehead. Going to go down the middle of my nose, there and there, and then I'm going to blend with a clean fluffy brush. Okay, so I've just set my foundation with a powder, and I'm in the process of doing my bronzer. So I've done my cheekbones, and I'm doing it along my hairline, and I'm keeping my pressure nice and soft. I don't want anything looking too harsh. So I'm just buffing it all in. And once you've applied it, you can actually take a bigger fluffy brush. The one that you've used for your pressed or your setting powder is fine, and you just buff over it all, and this will help to blend it and just take away any harsh lines. Okay, so this is our finished look. I have finished off camera. I've filled in my eyebrows, I did my blusher, bronzer, highlighter, did a lip liner with a gloss over it. So yeah, this is our finished look. I'll just give this a wee... So I really love this look. I do like wearing greens. I have ginger hair, so I feel like it suits me. Yeah, I really hope you like the look. The tutorial will be saved to Instagram stories for 24 hours, and then it will be uploaded also to my YouTube. So it would be great if you are on my YouTube, if you could subscribe. It's only a new account, so it's all very new to me. So all your support is very much appreciated. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Again, if you're recreating it or having a go of it yourself, please give me a wee tag. Thank you, bye!